This is for you, Mum. Now I'm putting them back together.
The Orange team's guest this week is Paul Harrington.
I'm Paul. I'm an archer, and I go by the name of Alwyn the Fletcher.
I bid thee well, my little tinheads. Gather ye round my throne and prepare to accept thy quest. Now, your challenge today, if you look behind you, you can see 2 castles mounted upon that there hillock in that scrapyard. And your challenge today is to chuck these here cannonballs, well, they're turnips actually, at those castles as hard and as fast as you can with a machine that you make and design yourselves. Any design, any machine. Now you have until the sun falls from the sky, which is approximately 10 hours. So I suggest you hurry along and get lobbing.
Let's go for it.
First thing the teams need is to develop their plans in secret. A 10-foot wall keeps the teams apart to make sure there's no spying. With just 10 hours building time, there's not much room for error in their designs, especially if they're to win the all-important battle at the end of the day.
Can't we just get you to throw the turnips, you know? Should we do a test run, you know, with throwing the turnips?
Well, we'll try that in a minute.
How about a big elastic band?
Big elastic band, yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
So, to this week's challenge. Seems bizarre, but it's actually not too different from machines they built for battle in the Middle Ages. Without explosives or engines, well, there aren't any, I've looked, there are only a few machines that could lob a vegetable that distance. Something like a giant catapult or crossbow could fit the bill.
What about other options? What else have we got?
There's a catapult, which is like an arm you pull back and it shoots it forward.
The guest team members this week are medieval experts, so lobbing veg at cardboard castles is practically second nature to them.
The arm goes back, you release it and flip.
So that one comes up, hits that, and as it hits that stops the arm and the projectile goes.
But first they need to find what materials are out in the scrap heap. Medieval machines were made of wood, so that's the traditional way. But in scrap heap rules, they can use anything they find.
But we're talking timbers now, we're talking railway sleepers. Yeah. Where you go?
Naturally, both teams want to find the best bits first. 2 members of each team, the Scavengers, go off on quad bikes to bring back goodies from the scrap heap.
Big telegraph pole here, it's about 6 inches in diameter. Is that going to be too big? Are we going to be alright with that?
A telegraph pole 6 inches in diameter, is that any good to us? Yeah, no, do bring it back.
Yes, please.
Here.
Yeah.
They're in constant radio contact with the captains who stay at base with the experts, adapting their designs to what's coming in.
Through, Callie, think straight through. That's going to be far too heavy, isn't it?
The best plans in the world are worth nothing without the parts to make them, so the pressure's really on for the Scavengers.
I've got 2 types of rope here. I've got a thinner rope and a heavier rope. Do you want to check with Alwyn which type you prefer?
Alwyn's already said we prefer the thinner rope.
Say again?
I said thin rope.
Can you get a rough estimate, Dick, on how many scaffolding poles we're going to need? Because I can keep pulling them out all day.
About 20, 30, 25. He's going to love it.
Merlin actually reckons something in the region of 25.
25.
Okie dokie.
So we haven't got much metal.
No.
Oh. Well, we might have enough. We got some.
We have plenty of wood, I think.
sections.
Well, they've been scribbling and searching for a while now, so let's see what the Orange team have got planned.
What have you gone for then? What type of...
Right, what we're going to do,
machine?
we're going to get an arm,
Yeah,
and with this rope that we're just undoing,
right.
we're going to do like the old lackey band trick, yeah? So you wind it up,
Oh, right.
big tight,
Make it tighter and tighter.
and you have your arm here, so it pings it up,
Right.
and then you have something to stop it, and
Right.
it goes doink,
And it
and the
shuts
turnip
up
goes doo.
What the Orange team have decided on is called a mangonel. It's basically a glamorous catapult, which applies the principle of torsion using a wound-up rope to move a bar. To fire the engine, the upright bar is winched down and the missile loaded. When it's released, the energy from the coiled-up rope is transferred to the firing bar, which pings forward. As it hits the crossbar, the bar stops, but the missile carries right on, flying out at great speed.
But why are you undoing rope though now? I don't understand that.
We want nice thin rope.
Right.
So this is better than those 3 strands. So
right, I see.
We've got
and that's what you twist that round?
That's what we're going to twist
right,
round, yes.
Right.
If we had a giant lackey band, that's what we'd be using instead.
Yeah. And you shouldn't be able to push the arm back when it's wound up properly. There shouldn't be very much play in it.
Right.
Yeah, and then you winch it down, and then bang, off you go.
Marvellous. Now I wonder what the yellow team are up to on the other side of the wall.
What are you going for? I don't know what you're going for yet.
What's it called? Trebuchet. French.
Trebuchet.
Great bucket.
Hello.
Sorry?
Great bucket. Trebuchet.
Ah, great
Tray
bucket.
bucket.
Yeah, great
Tray
big
bucket.
bucket.
3 of
I think
them.
my French your level, that is. Tray bucket.
Tray bouquet.
We'll ignore Dick's suspect French. Trebuchet actually means to topple over, which makes sense because the machine works on the principle of a counterbalance. It's like a giant seesaw with a child on one end and a heavy man on the other. But unlike in a seesaw, and this is the clever part, the fulcrum isn't in the middle. It's right down the heavy man's end. This effectively makes the heavy man even heavier in relation to the child, or in our case, a vegetable, which suddenly finds it can fly. In the real trebuchet, there are a few refinements. A sling, for example, which helps give the missile even more power. All in all, it's a very powerful machine, more than capable of hurling the biggest of the vegetables we've given them.
Right. That's the great bucket up there.
We've got the A-frame. We're going to have a ratio of 4 to 1. So this is the cabbage, this is the weight. 4 to 1 ratio, all right? And the weight ratio, Merlin's saying 50 to 1 is a starter, all right? Taking a cabbage as being 5 pounds, because we've got some chunky cabbages, we're talking about 250 pounds.
What's that in metric?
Oh, dear me. 115 kilograms. Right. So this is going to be a 50-gallon oil drum, okay? Cabbage in a sling, in a running trough, pinned here with a catch.
Right.
We pull.
We don't. We shouldn't. It's only, if we're only dealing with that sort of weight, we're not going to need any tackle to pull it down. We just put a rope on the end.
That's what we said, because winches are too complicated.
This week's wise owl spouting sense from the sidelines is Julie Douglas. She's one of the country's top medieval experts, so she knows a bit about this dreadful warmongering. And she brought along a couple of small-scale models from her armoury.
Hi.
Ah, Julie, welcome.
Hi.
Ah, at last, some explanations. Now, look, they've gone for these 2 designs. One of them, the orange team are going for this one, I think, and the yellow team are going for that one. But why have they chosen these, do you think? I mean,
That one is good for fairly rapid operation, fairly small missiles, especially incendiaries. That's what it was used for in the past. This thing is the Iraqi supergun of the Middle Ages. Invented by the Chinese about the 10th, 11th century probably. First came to Europe about the time of the Crusades. It's more complicated to make. A lot of things can go wrong with it. And there's a bit more science involved in it. Shall I make it work?
Yeah, make it work.
Let's see if we can make it work.
Which way is it going to fire something? Fire something over there.
That
so
way, yes. Let's give the yellow team something to think about.
Well, they're trying to make one, so that would be quite good if we chuck something at them.
Have a care!
Went sort of back that way.
Now, that's another problem they're going to have.
That might have been a very unpleasant premonition for the yellow team.
Yeah, if they use a missile that's too heavy, it'll go backward. If they haven't got enough weight in the counterbalance box, it'll go straight up in the air and come down
on the thing.
and smash the machine to pieces.
Right. Anyway, moving on to the
other
mangonel. Now this looks a little bit simpler to operate. That so it's the same principle. You're pulling that back.
Yeah, the physics of this one is a lot easier. Again, we've got the arm, but it's the twists in that skein. More twists, the more power you have stored up, more energy stored up.
Oh yeah. Oh.
So you've got the leverage on the bar here.
Yeah.
So a couple of guys can pull this
Heaving
one down.
on that.
Yeah. Romans used this as anti-personnel artillery as well on battlefield. Every legion had 10 of these.
Yeah.
So let's see what damage we can do with this one. They're not doing it today.
And I think we need to have a word in a bit.
Julie was determined to make her accident-prone models work. So we had another bash with her mini mangonel.
Have a care!
Wow. Hey.
That's more.
Hey.
8 foot, that's about
About
right.
2 metres, isn't it?
Yeah, 8 foot that is, yeah, so that's all right. That'll give us the size of machine that we need.
Yeah, have we seen that piece of ash is going to be the arm?
Yeah, we found a nice piece of ash which won't smash as the arm.
So this is going to be our upright then?
Yeah.
Right,
if we can imagine this.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's the bit that's going to fire it.
That's
yeah,
it.
we chop it a bit shorter.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably a bit too long at the moment.
Yeah.
Merlin actually has some serious homework to do to work out the precision of the trebuchet, The science is very involved since there are so many variables. For instance, increasing the length of the sling will produce a higher trajectory and a shorter range. Adding more weight to the bucket flattens out and shortens the trajectory. Using a smaller missile, say a turnip instead of a cabbage, produces a flatter, longer trajectory. Changing the angle of the slip hook so that the missile is released later means that the trajectory will be long and higher, and changing 2 or more variables at once can produce very strange results, like firing the missile straight up in the air, or even backwards. It's a quagmire. I hope Merlin's man enough for the job.
But you can see what I mean about the variables.
Yeah.
I can't make one of these and say it will hit the target. You're going to have to tweak it and fiddle it.
Yeah. What we can do.
But you could say that of a catapult. The only thing is, this will hurl a bigger thing than the catapult. That's why they built them.
Yeah.
They could hurl a horse.
Will they?
The really big ones could, literally.
Hey.
That's good. That's good prime time.
But they had a 20-ton counterweight.
Mr. Ed.
20 tons.
20-ton
Need a few minutes to pull that down.
A 60-foot arm. Think of a 60-foot arm. I mean, that's here almost as buildings.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
They must have been beautiful, too.
Yeah.
Way. They used to send him bastards back. There's actually writings of how to tie a bloke up in the correct manner to load him in a trebuchet to make sure, to make sure, and they bound him up in a ball and you sent him back with the message that you didn't want to siege.
How splendid. How splendid.
Well, it was a lot better than a catapult, because the catapult, they used to cut the head off and nail a message to the head and just send the head back, which is no fun at all.
That's no.
The bar through, wind it up.
You've got to wind the bar.
We can always weld the bar.
You get cabbages.
So we have to cut this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Get that oil drum.
Jump on, watch out.
No.
Once you've got the uprights, you can build the A-frame.
And we've got enough timber to start a forest.
Well, the choice is yours.
How long does this rope have to be? Quite long.
Yeah, as much as we can get on.
Right.
More rope, the more tension.
Twist.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The Romans used to use human hair for this. Don't ask me how, but it's true. In one well-known siege in Roman or Greek times, so well known I've forgotten, but the women were asked to cut off their long hair to provide skeins for the catapults.
Good grief.
Unbelievable. Still, we've got some very nice rope here today.
Yeah, so this is good. This is good enough for this.
Yeah,
then,
this is fine. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just hope it doesn't rain, because that affects it as well.
La da 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 ba da ba ba da la da 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 ba da ba ba da ba 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 and see it in the rain, just dancing in the rain. What a glorious feeling! I'm happy again. Clouds up above, yeah. La 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 la. Just a singing and dancing in the rain.
The bottom of that 50-gallon drum's going to be strong enough to take 250 pounds, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, easily. You need a hell of a weight to break that seam, he says, optimistically.
How do we weigh 250 pounds?
We don't.
Fair enough.
You can't be far off, Dick.
What?
Nothing.
Well, say, how was it going?
I think I heard you.
The Yellow team have come up with the ingenious idea of using the axle of a transit van to make the hinge for their trebuchet.
That's the hingy bit, you see. It's very clever. They're using the axle as the sort of as the pivot rather than just a bit of metal resting on another bit of metal.
If we literally had
so that it'll swing easier, I think is the idea.
Go on, look at it.
Right. Well, this is actually quite impressive.
It's amazing.
Right, hold on. Make sure it doesn't fall.
What do you reckon?
That's good.
For neighbours that I can't stand.
I like the style of that.
That's absolutely
You
amazing.
see, we can always mod it to our heart's content afterwards. We can move that out, we can move this
That is
back.
so
We're
wide.
there, aren't we?
While the yellow team have been erecting their 20-foot beast, Alwyn's been spending a lot of his time untwisting rope. I turned to Julie to help me unravel this rope mystery on the orange team.
So the biggest engineering problem they have is to get that torsion in there, to get that twist in there. Which presumably even with brute force you're going to run out of twistability after a while.
Oh, yes.
You just can't twist it anymore.
And it's time consuming. To put the twists in the rope will take them a great deal of time.
Yeah.
They probably don't realise how long it's going to take them.
Yeah. They've been doing a lot of untwisting of the rope. Why are they untwisting the rope? I don't know why they would do that.
They're making work for themselves. They don't need to do that.
Right.
What they're thinking is that the more strands of rope they've got in their skein, the more torsion they'll have. They don't need to do it.
Right. So they could use quite thick rope, just wrap around
and it will be hard to twist, but they'll still have the same power stored in it. So I don't know why. I'm starting to lose my faith in the orange team.
Julie has a point. The power they'll get from the rope will come from the number of twists in it and the amount of rope being twisted. The maximum amount of rope is determined by the size of the holes they've cut in the railway sleepers of their frame. Well, that bit's simple. The orange team's thinking is that if they untwist their rope into individual strands, they'll be able to retwist it tighter and so get more power. It's a good idea, and it would have been right with medieval rope. But the modern nylon rope they're using is already made up of lots of twisted fibres that give it inherent torsion, so they're better off just using it as it is. Alwyn's not wrong, he's just a few centuries out of date. But it's a time-consuming mistake.
Well, how about that for a hole?
Alwyn! Why Alwyn?
Alwyn is my medieval name. In most reenactment societies, people have you know, a name from another period, and that's my early medieval name, and it's the one that people call me by.
Right, so you get dressed up, in loads of costumes, and then shoot arrows at people.
Yeah, that's right, something like that.
And just like what do your family think
They
about
all
this?
do it as well.
They all do it as well?
Yeah, there's
right.
four of us.
So you got, Alwyn and little Alwyn and everything.
Yeah.
And they've all got medieval names as well.
That's right, yeah. So
do you all like going camp in a field in medieval tents and things like that?
Yeah, that's right. We were down at Dover last weekend in a big medieval siege.
But do you have to get dressed up in dresses?
It's an actor that does it, isn't he?
No, I don't have to get dressed up in dresses.
Right. You got tights? Do you have tights?
No, they're hose. They're hose. No, tights is the no word.
Not allowed to wear tights.
No, not tights.
The yellow team have several cunning schemes for improving the accuracy of their trebuchet. For Captain Dick and Specialist Merlin, it's time for the appliance of science.
By just moving around very, very slightly, and we're only talking about sort of a fraction.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should be lining that up directly there now. Yeah.
Well,
then molding this in.
Yeah, we got an aim to aim for.
Yeah, but we must go.
So their first idea is to point the trebuchet at the castle. Brilliant. The second is to fashion a range of straight and bent pins for the arm, which will alter the angle of release of their sling. Thirdly, they'll have a choice of different length slings. By controlling these variables, they hope to precisely determine the angle of trajectory of the cabbage.
The up hook is staying on
Hold
later.
it longer,
and the long sling tends to do a longer trajectory, so throws it out later. So right up there is going to be flatter trajectory.
Yep.
The shorter the sling tends to loop and lob it up a bit.
That's what we're interested in.
Wow, and you thought a cabbage was just a cabbage.
If we actually get all of our projectiles and get them in a line in weight, which we can do with a very simple set of balances, we get a line of weight, that means we can have a fine adjustment as we go down the line, can't we?
Things have moved on apace. I mean, what kind of problems are they facing now, do you think?
Well, the yellow team seem to have come good now. I'm quite impressed. From a pile of metal lying on the floor, this is starting to look like a trebuchet. They've put in the first outrigger to stabilise it on the side. There'll be another one on this side. They've done it in a way I would never have envisaged it, but that's someone else's interpretation.
And the outriggers are important. I mean, you need that stability sideways, do you?
Definitely, yes. They've got to go as wide as they can to provide that stability because of the pull that they're going to get from the arm and the counterbalance box. They're going to have a lot of fine-tuning to do, so it looks good now, but there's an awful lot of work still to come to get the range right and the trajectory right. They might do it.
And the orange team, how are they going, do you think? I mean, they're moving on pretty fast, aren't they?
They are. They've got a beautiful frame. I'm really impressed by it. It looks like a mangonel. But...
Ah, what's the but?
Well, you know when we had a look before and they were starting to unravel the rope and I couldn't work out why they were doing it, it started to occur to me why. They've drilled a very tiny hole through that railway sleeper. Remember, the more rope you have in your skein, the more twists you can get in it, the more torsion you can get stored up. That's energy, that's power. They're reducing their potential power. They've got a lovely strong frame. Why not use the strength
why
of
do you
that
think?
frame?
So you don't really know why they've done that? You reckon they've gone for a lighter rope because they can only make a smaller hole if they were drilling it? Is that,
yeah, maybe they're just not thinking their way around the problem in the best way. I don't know. That looks like too small a hole to me.
To get a really powerful spring.
They'll never get a very powerful flying arm action off that. It's a shame because they've got the strength of the RSJs, they've got the strength of that timber work. It's beautifully jointed. It's the right shape for a mangonel. Depends how strong that nylon rope is, depends how many twists they can get in it, how many lengths they can get across it. They're still in with a chance. I'm not going to write the orange team off yet.
Now look, the whole thing about this machine, right, is the amount of rope that you get between these two things and how much you can twist it. But not only the amount of rope, but the hole that you've got there doesn't look very big. You know, it's restricting the amount of rope you can get through, and I'm worried that you can't get enough twist, enough torque to store up the energy for your thing to go ping. That's what I'm worried about. 1/10 of a second, apparently, it usually takes to hang up there.
It's a
so
fast
you're really
machine.
going to have huge amounts of rope. You're going to have enough room in that hole.
We've got quite a bit of rope, haven't we, to get through that rope?
Yeah, we've got 20 strands.
20 strands. I mean, is there any harm in making a bigger hole? I suppose you could get to a point where it weakens the timber, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we could, if we found it wasn't strong enough, we could do an emergency bigger hole there, definitely.
Yeah.
We could auger it out, I expect. That was the biggest hole saw we had.
Right.
So it's slightly been governed by that.
Excellent, that was good.
Now pass it over to the other side.
Yeah.
Well, I've done my best to warn them about the little holes in that skinny rope, but they know best. They're pressing on, threading that paltry skein.
How much slack are you giving it on left?
We've got a little bit of slack. Because we're going to have to take all that slack up, aren't we? Shen, what do you reckon about putting another rope on?
Yeah.
We got space, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we should.
Yeah, pass that round.
And give it to
God, what a system.
Yep. Now give it to Anne. Give Anne just the trailing edge.
Just about the bottom bit. Yep.
I don't think you're going to be far wrong with that. Take the line of the centre base and the flat taut wire.
Yeah.
Come around the dangling one.
Yeah? Not far off, is it?
Yeah, it's good. That'll do. We're aiming the right way. Now we get this welded in place, and we're start putting the runners in and things.
Yeah.
We've got a hammer.
Why?
Make these fit a bit better.
That's all right. What about the weight we've got there? That's quite a good bit.
What? That pushes through from the other side. No, not Dick. Round it back, just in case, please.
Good thinking. You haven't seen me moving quickly yet, have you?
You haven't seen this moving quickly yet.
Well, I happen to know it's 9.81 metres per second.
Do you? I happen to know it's normally about a metre faster than you can run.
Hold on, whoa. Whoa, hold on.
It's getting heavier, isn't it?
Over the wall, things aren't going too well on the winding front. For a start, twisting the rope that way, the wrong way, will cunningly keep the firing bar pinned to the floor.
We're starting at the top.
Yeah. So we went down to
other
there,
way,
and that wasn't counted. Then we came back.
Shen,
And we went
I just thought it's the other way. It winds the other way.
Oh, because we've got to make sure we spring it the right way,
Yeah,
haven't
it's got to
we?
go the other way.
Yeah, otherwise it's going to just hold it down onto the ground, isn't it? Okay, so we've got to untie it anyway.
That's a good idea, that. Well spotted, that man.
Really wouldn't stand there.
Right. Okay.
The yellow team's trebuchet is now visible over the top of the wall, and the orange team are looking distinctly nervous.
Oh, look.
My God.
Is it going anywhere there?
I joined with the barrel.
And the yellows are ready for their first dry run.
Go the rope, you won't.
Okay.
Do it up round you. How come I get all the good jobs?
Right.
Okay, everyone clear?
Right. Standing clear.
Self-destruction button. Ready?
Sorry?
I think that'll throw a cabbage.
It's looking very impressive, that.
Yeah.
But will it fly?
It's very engineered, isn't it?
Yeah.
What shows this?
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with this.
Apart from that, it didn't work.
Oh,
No, it will do, it will do.
please.
I have confidence. So you ready for this?
The medieval arms race has begun. Watch out, Wessex. The Orange team are preparing to unleash their first test neep.
Arr, arr. Sorry, just getting into the mood of it. Sorry, Chen. Carry on,
Go on,
as you were.
Go on, Shane, go on. It's looking impressive at the moment.
Looking very impressive. I mean, from what I can judge, slightly short of the target, Chen. Just
That's a minimal. That's really looking very negatively at the whole scenario.
I'm picking at details.
We're, you know, this is just the test. I mean, what have we got? Another hour or two or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
We've got quite a way to go before it's finished.
From what I've know of these things, and I know very little, you know, all four of you should barely be able to move that bar back.
Yes.
And you know, at the moment, it looks like one of you can do it. Well, one of you can do it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I mean, you're going to add
Well,
more...
we're going to wind it up a bit more, but it's just getting a bit frightening, really, at the moment. That's the trouble.
But is it frightening because you think the rope will snap, or is that what? I mean, eventually that will happen, I guess, if you just keep winding it.
Yeah.
I think as a test flight, it was a bit of a disaster.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Wright brothers didn't get much further on their first flight either, you know. 2 hours. Look, we've got 2 hours.
2 hours remaining.
We can do something in 2 hours.
Yeah, they can throw horses.
This is where Merlin's actually if we need up with that, isn't it?
If we need more weight, I think we should cut up some of those sleepers and just chuck lumps of that in there.
Yeah, because we can calibrate it like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Now you must realise this is only half the battle. The real battle is getting the sling to work. The sling could throw it that way for all we know.
Let's start addressing that now. Right. Let's get it.
For such a small thing, the sling is a surprisingly important part of the machine. It provides a cunning, lightweight means of increasing the length of the firing arm. How it works is simple. The missile is put in the sling, which is then attached to a hook on the firing arm with loops of rope at each end. As the arm reaches a certain point, one end is released from the hook and the missile is set into orbit. A sling is more efficient than a cup because it harnesses the centrifugal force of the sling being flicked around in an arc. It increases the mechanical advantage of the machine and so accelerates the missile. It's like using your wrist as well as your arm to throw a cricket ball.
Done.
Okay, we've got 3 variables.
Yeah.
What we've done is Dave has actually produced us a set of hooks.
Right.
We've got one which is a very steeply curved hook, which can be very steeply up or very steeply down.
Right.
Cunning. We have got a less steeply curved hook, which can be up-ish or down-ish. Or we've got a very straight hook, which isn't actually a hook, it's straight.
And that screws in the end. You can unscrew and screw in.
So we've got variable ends we can put in there.
And so you can then measure.
Right. Now that actually is one of the things that will delay how long it will take for our sling lets go. Right. All right. So that's one of our variables. Yeah. Our other variable is the length of our sling. We can have a very short sling, or we can have a very long sling. Right. The cunning plan is that with our maximum upturned hook and with our longest sling length, we should have a very flat trajectory.
Right.
Right.
That's what you're.
The other way round is if we have a very short string and a very downturned one, which is going to give it's going to come off very quickly. It's going to be a very up in the air trajectory.
When they start shooting this, I'm going over there. I'm going to Essex.
As the Yellows make ready for war, Alwyn, the battle-scarred warrior who fears no cabbage, still has a few tricks up his sleeve.
I think we're going to put a sling on. We're going to put a sling on the top of this, which will increase its mechanical advantage. Yeah. I mean, it might be a question of bring on more rope.
Yeah.
But at this end, we do need a sling.
Oh yeah. I think the sling's definitely
the
goer.
That's it.
I'm all for the
Which is easy to make and quick.
Yeah. 1 hour remaining. That's it. Hold on.
Right. I'd rest it there for a minute.
Can we get a scaffolding pole on this?
That's more. Yeah. It's getting hard to move.
Right.
So the Orange team have fitted a sling and they're ready to do some damage.
Probably don't need. We just want to test the sling, really. So don't put it so low.
That'll come out the back. So watch out. Whee!
Hey, it's getting better.
And that's quite heavy.
Yeah.
Long way to go yet, folks, but it works.
Let's see how far it's gone.
That's an immediate improvement. Oh no!
But their machines come off considerably worse than the castle.
No. Part of the skein's broken.
Hey?
Oh, you take one step forward and one back.
It's got to come off, hasn't it?
It might have to. But
in times of crisis, you need firm leadership.
Got enough rope.
This is not.
Right,
this
okay.
is crap.
All
Yeah,
right.
this is not going to work. We need to change it, and we need to change it now.
Right, we need to make the hole bigger in the side.
Yeah, I think we just got to junk all this rope.
Well, no, just jump
Because
the
we've got the huge rope there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just cut a huge hole in the side. Find a flange that we can just bolt on the side. Hey presto, we got it sorted. Yeah, but we've got to do it now, and we've got to do it fast.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll find some flange and cut you off a piece of that.
Yeah.
If you
We'll take this lot off.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to unwind this. Shen, you get the other end.
Unwind that, take that off.
Yeah.
And then cut the hole bigger.
Yep.
So the
I've done some daft things in my life.
the tension's mounting then for the orange team, isn't it? I mean, they're really up against it now. They've decided to go for more rope.
What a surprise!
They're going for big, knobbly end bits that I think they're going to be...
Skein holders.
Skein holders, well, that's that right.
Yeah.
So that's you understand what they're doing now?
I understand, because what did we tell them how many hours ago when the sun was high in the sky? They needed more rope for more tension, more pulling power, the torsion, the power that's going to get this machine to fling its missiles.
I mean, the thing that I know they've got working, which I'm really pleased about, is they've got the sling works. They've used the sling, and that's worked really well.
Yeah, they're back to using a sling instead of the saucepan.
But they're using serious amounts of big, thick rope now.
Yeah. They have a chance, but how long have they got to go?
Well, under an hour now. They've got under an hour. So. And what about the yellows?
Well, I'm impressed by them. They could have gone off and had a cup of tea, but instead they decided to paint the engine.
They've got a little adjustable hook. Have you seen that they can screw in and out? Whoa, I mean, that's flash.
This is so high
flash.
They could have a problem still with getting the height and length of shot. They might just overshoot the target.
Yeah.
Have you got any thatched cottages behind those castle walls?
Not as far as I know.
That's a shame.
Yeah, because that's what you need.
Yeah.
They're going to knock them flat.
Yeah.
That's almost lifting 11.5 stone.
Right, hold on.
Which says something for it.
Right. This
it
doesn't
needs someone
break.
else.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I'm slightly more than 11.5 stone. So I'll put my hands on as well.
Got it.
Right, stand clear, stand clear. Is this going to be heavy enough? Yes, all right.
Cool, that's going to go easy. That's a lot in there.
Right, we've got to change the bar.
No, we've got to make it safe first.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
2.
Now that's more like it.
Hold on.
And then when it gets tighter, we'll come and
2.
pull an oar.
Right, 3.
Worried that we're going to fail this.
Ready for 3?
Is that alright, was it?
Cool.
I think you can... How many minutes was that?
30.
The yellow team are preparing to lay waste their first test cabbage.
Load the cabbage! Right, what? You stand all the way clear.
Yeah,
Stand all the way clear.
Hat.
Everybody standing clear?
Hat.
Whoa, good thinking, Batman. Look, hats on. 3, 2, 1.
Have a care!
Yes!
Excellent. That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
I think it went beyond them. I
No,
really
it didn't.
do.
No, it didn't.
Right. So it hit 10 yards short, okay?
Right, okay, but the trajectory wasn't very good.
No, but we can shorten the sling slightly.
The first shot of the competition, we do exactly the same length, with our heavier cabbage.
Yeah.
If we don't think we're getting the length, we know we need more speed, therefore we will alter the sling for the second shot.
We're just doing a half float for at the moment, aren't we?
Ready?
Yeah, go on.
Behind the...
Shush a minute.
Go on then.
Right, we've got
It's working.
another
That's a
turn
start.
on it.
Yeah.
You're going to take this.
10 minutes remaining.
We're bending the bar again. We're bending the bar.
Yeah.
No,
You're just bending the bar now.
just bend the bar.
All right, put that pole back in.
We live with it.
Can we put it on the higher tap? Is there a higher hole?
Right, we need a slip up. We got about 10 minutes to make it.
Either that, or we get a bit of...
With only
string, and we
10
go,
minutes
"Get the
before
axe,"
battle
and go,
commences, Alwyn remembers they need a safety release mechanism for their mangonel. Step forward, Bowser, king of the welding torch. Your time has come.
Enough! about 4 more?
That's all right.
Sure?
Yeah, that's fine.
While the orange team are struggling to get finished in time, the yellow team, well, they're having a cuppa and a chat.
Anybody anything? We've got a pack of cards.
I can probably just about finish this
Game
tea.
of chess. There's a chessboard out there I can make.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should enjoy the tea before battle commences.
There's loads more scaffold. I said to Dave, we can make a bigger one.
Do you want to try and turn it?
Yeah, let's
Check.
turn it. Turn it, turn it,
There's
turn
one
it.
in the... do you want to go
Turn
and
it,
get one?
turn it, turn it.
Do we want to actually, when you fire these things off normally, Merlin, do people have jobs? Do we have a number 1, number 2, a cabbage man, or...
Everyone enjoys it so much, you just take turns at doing bits
Right,
and
we
pieces.
still have a go.
Ready?
Flip!
No, turn it.
They're still here.
Stayed here.
They're still here.
It went too quick.
But it was fine.
It was
It went
fine.
too quick.
It was fine. Right, we need to clean that thread up.
Not before blooming time.
So to the contest. The teams will be firing at the enemy castles 50 meters away. The yellow team will be hurling cabbages at the orange castle, and the orange team tossing turnips at the yellow castle. Whoever hits the enemy castle the most times in 15 minutes wins. Unless someone takes out the enemy prince standing at the castle window, in which case it's instant victory for them.
So, it's come to this. Am I safe up here? Yellow team, are you ready?
Yes.
Orange team, are you ready?
Yes.
Then cry havoc and let's slip the vegetables of war!
Fire! Woo! Where did that go?
Up, straight up in the air.
Straight up.
Straight up in the air.
Okay, clear. Everyone clear, ready?
Okay.
Shoot.
Come on, baby. Ooh.
They've hit the plane. The yellow team have hit the plane. There's no points for that. Not at all.
Too high, too high. It's going too high.
Orange team have thrown 2 turnips into the highest orbit yet achieved by a vegetable.
We need to have a laser pin, don't we?
Yeah.
We need to have a
It's
bent up
gotta
pin.
go up. Ironically, we've now got to go back on what we did.
Yes. Let's get the bent pin. Dave, let's get the pin out, mate.
Yellow team are going for a bent pin. Shoot!
Let's do it. Come on, baby.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Stand back.
Clear! Fire!
Perfect line.
Way to go.
How can we get more distance?
Right, well, we can try and put another turn on the rope.
Too high, but only 10 yards short. Orange team are doing very well now.
We've got a few seconds to check knots.
Yeah, come on, let's get firing anyway, let's see. Looks good to me.
Come on, let's go.
They're
We
putting
can lock
another
it on
twist in the rope.
You're hoping to lock it on the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, swinging
Ready,
Sally,
clear,
baby.
shoot.
Do your stuff. Come on, mama.
Ooh.
God.
That was in the right direction, guys, but it fell about, I was thinking about 10 yards short, 10 meters short on that one.
So let's see how they get on with that extra twist.
Stand by.
Holy
Hey.
Oh, whoa!
We cleared
We
it!
cleared it! We got to move it too!
Right, I'll tell you what, we've got to drop the front.
That is absolutely incredible. The orange team's piece of vegetable then left the county. It left the very shire that we're in.
It's too high.
No, where do we
More
have to
weight,
get
no,
this?
more weight. You
More
shoot,
weight?
shoot a heavier
What do we get
projectile.
cabbage at?
It's
It's like a
changing its
cabbage.
variable.
Go for cabbage, orange team.
Go, my small child. Be free and strong.
Okay. Right, that looks good for launch to me.
Right, okay. Dick,
All
you
the way
clear?
out of the way, please, Merlin. Standing back. Right.
Are we ready?
Right, Dick, clear. Everyone clear?
Right, stand clear.
Shoot.
Well, we've got
We're
the
knocking
range.
hell out of the plane.
Kiss the cabbage. Kiss the cabbage.
Mwah.
Okay.
Lucky cabbage.
Lucky cabbage.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
Come
That's the
on,
one.
drop!
God, it hit the castle! Orange team have 1 hit. They have a clearly defined hit there. Fantastic. The meticulously planned science of Merlin's has really yet to pay dividends for the yellow team.
Okay, so what do you think? Go lighter and have a shorter sling?
No, I think go for short sling and still use the cabbage. Just, I mean, it depends what the weight is. There's a certain
Okay, we'll
limit.
go for
over-
that. I'm more than happy to go for this one.
It's worth a try, isn't it?
Yeah. But stand clear!
Jocks away!
Up!
Excellent.
Okay.
Stand clear.
Clear! Ready? Aim! Fire!
Oh, yes! Another hit from the orange
Ah,
team.
quickly, let's
Oh,
go!
man.
We're going for the hat trick, guys.
That yellow prince looks distinctly nervous over there. desperation for the yellow team. They're just chucking anything they can find into that bucket now.
Shoot!
Done it again! Not that it's dangerous. I'm not going anywhere near that one.
Oh, not the hat-trick.
Right.
The yellow team's bucket is now so heavy it takes all 4 of them to pull it down.
Right.
It would only take 3 of them to let go at once, and the other would fly off.
Let it go. There is a hell of a lot of tension on that. This isn't going to last very long, chaps.
Right, okay.
Hold on. Give me a hand.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Oh,
man.
1 foot short, guys.
We'll just put something a little lighter in there and we'll leave that exactly as it is.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
Yes!
Oh, yes, with a hole in it.
Yeah, it's a hit.
We have a verified hit on the yellow castle.
Clear.
The orange team now have 3 hits. Here goes another cabbage from the yellows. Flying very, 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 very high. They got a hit. Yellow team have hit the orange castle.
Did they get out?
Yeah, they got the right. Yeah. No, they got ours, yes.
You have a verified hit, yellow team. A verified hit there.
I know nobody loves you. It's okay. It's all right. Gotta talk to your cabbage man. You want your vegetables to work for you? You talk to them like they're real people.
Come on, baby! Come on!
Oh, no!
Excellent.
It was your own castle. Took a chunk out of the corner.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
Bingo!
On the money.
Orange are peppering the yellow castle. Look at that! It's rolled out backwards.
It's going jump.
Serious reversal there. We had a reverse cabbage. Here we go.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
It's looking good. Oh, yes! 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 The Princey dies! Yes! Teams, that is it! I have to call it a day. There's no question about it. The orange teams have won an astounding victory. They have pounded the yellow castle to doom.
Enjoyed it. Kelly.
Not bad at all.
Here you go. This is the classic medieval.
Yes!